It was a great story, better than the second one.
Thank you, baby, I think. Don't say
Even though I
better.
had nothing to do with it, it was just an excellent story.
Thank you. Okay. So, there's lots of healing colors in it. There's different things. I'm sure I read you some poems. I might read you something from it in this second video. I think it's the second video, yeah. So when is mommy coming home? There's only 3 copies left. It's only $20. And that's because for me to mail it to you, it'll be 5. But I'm gonna sell it for 20. And I think you'll enjoy it. Some people have bought it, and hopefully I'm going to get the other version made, where it's going to be a couple of hardcovers, because it's more expensive to get the hardcover, but I like to have a couple of hardcovers. Okay, and then Tommy Extra. We have Tommy Extra over here, which was made, see, this was made in Staten Island, New York, and this was made in Texas. Okay, and I really didn't think I could do it, but my husband, of course, helped me with the drawings and helped me with the book. So Tommy Extra soft cover, which is beautiful, and it's, you know, it's very big pictures. Also a lot of different colors. All the paintings were collages were made by me. All the writing is by me. The pictures, cartoons, were made by my husband. In this book, the first book, my daughter, that's why she's on the book, my daughter, Laura Donnelly, Laura Ann Donnelly, but Laura Donnelly, she was like 15, 16, and she made the pictures in there, and then I just collaged them. So Tommy Extra soft cover is $25. But if you want a hardcover, which is, I think it came out beautiful. The name of the publishing company that I went with, you know, that did it, is called 48 Hours. 48 Hour Books. You were happy with it, right, babe?
Yes, they were excellent.
They were really fast. It wasn't 48 hours. It was a week. But that's okay. They did a great job. There was one mistake in it, but it was my mistake. It was just one problem, and I was able to fix it with a marker, because they told me to look it over, and I must have missed it when I looked it over a couple of times. But I'm more proud of this because this was harder for me. I guess because, you know, you get rusty. This really should have been considered hard because it was actually, I worked with a publishing company that was all the way in Canada. But everything is always done through God and my angels, because I was like shopping this around. I, you know, hit the pavement. I went to publishing companies in New York City. I sent it to Florida. I sent it to England. I'm talking about the synopsis and the manuscript, so that they would take it on and make it into a book. But I got all kinds of rejections. But I got compliments too. You know, this is great, but you know, the publishing companies aren't taking on this right now. So then I said to God, what should I do? I really want this story to come out. And I just did research, and I'm not good on the computer, but best believe he made a way for me, because I was just starting a new job. I had 2 young kids, and I was able to do it. I did research. I'm a big research person, and I did loads of research, and I found Trafford, and that's how I made these books. But it cost $5,000, and that was back in, I guess it was 2003, and then it was finally published when I finally was able to give them the rest of the money. And I got probably only 100 books from that company, only 100. But then they gave me cards and stuff like that. I probably shouldn't have went for that package, but you know, it's over. I got it done, but I did every single page. I had everything laid out in the living room floor. I had to say which page went where. I had to send in the pictures, the artwork, and sending the artwork to Canada was not cheap. So it was this big thing. Whereas here, I found somebody that was a graphic artist that was able to take my written work, because I write up everything handwriting, a stack of papers, and then I had my artwork, which was on canvas. Most of it was on canvas, whereas most of this was on not canvases, drawing paper. Okay, so either way, you could get it done. Okay, like that's one of the pictures, Tommy Extra with the basketball. That's one of the pictures that are in here. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. One second, guys. Yeah, so the hardcover is $35. All right, the hardcover is really nice. And then there's a story about everything about my background and my inspiration is up here. Everything about Devin's background, too, is here. He has an art degree. And how many degrees do you have, babe? Two. What's the other one in, Jim? Phys ed. And my master's is in English, but first I started out as a master's in education, and then I switched it because that was getting boring because my BA was in education. So anyhow, the hardcover is $35. I think it's a good deal. Soft cover is $25, and When Is Mommy Coming Home is $20. Okay, and hopefully my dream is to get When Is Mommy Coming Home, the republished version. Let me just see if I can find that picture. And this is a canvas. Some people own my canvases that are in the book. Like this canvas was my very first canvas. I think DC has it. Butterfly Heart Books. And I took the butterfly was I think was wood. So I made it white because I wanted everything to be white because that reminds me of the white butterfly that I saw for my mother. Okay. And of course me and Devin would dedicate the book to you. See how this was supposed to be Tommy Extra, The Big Move, book 1. It's supposed to be book 1 of 3, but I don't know if that's going to happen. So we'll just go from here. Just want to show you a couple of pictures. Tommy Extra's father was in the military. So, and this was a dog tag that I had, and I decided to put Tommy Extras there. That's my son's birthday. It's loosely based on my son. And my daughter is in there too. But then a lot of the kids, when I read this book to them at school, if we have extra time, here's New York. Like if kids have never seen New York, or you're an adult and you've never seen New York, there's lots of pictures of what the city looks like. I'm proud of that. Definitely proud of that. And then it's in black because I like the use of the same picture, the same collage in both white background, and then it has a different feel with the night background, the black background. Empire State Building, Lady Liberty, I'm obsessed with. The Big Apple, New York City t-shirts, pizza, pretzels, hot dogs, tickets to Broadway. Okay. And then again, when both of my books, all of my, yeah. I actually do have a third book, but it was bought by the museum. I used to work in the Museum of Arts and Sciences in Staten Island, of course, right? And in the art section, the lady believed in me. I mean, she knew I was a teacher, but I didn't have a full-time job yet, so I was working there. And she saw, when I was teaching art, because one of the things we had to teach art, and about different artists, but there wasn't any good materials about the artists. I mean, we would walk around the art gallery and explain different paintings to them, but there really wasn't much about the different artists. So I asked her if I can make a book. And she was like, sure, if you make a book, that would be great. So she gave me the paper. She gave me this big, huge pad. It was probably 24 by 24. Had just a whole bunch of pages in it, art pages. And I just painted and drew with markers, crayons, paints. And I put a story in it. And it was called Who is the Smartest Artist? And then she bought it for the museum from me for $50. I almost died. You would think that $50 was $1,000,000. To me, that was my first sale. The only bad part is I don't have a picture of it, but it's in that museum. I think they still use it because when they do art, they have to do a little mini lesson first. And it was all about there was like little Van Gogh, and he was painting, and there was two kids, and I drew the pictures of the kids, and like say that one was Sally and one was Mac, for example. I forget their names, but Sally just liked all of Vincent Van Gogh's work, but Mac said no, that's not, Monet is better painter, and then somebody who drew landscapes, I threw in there too. And there was like 7 artists, and then it was like, who is the smartest artist? And then the last page was the smartest artist. Yeah, I did. And the smartest artist was you. That was the last page. I remember that. The smartest artist is you. Because whatever style what I was trying to get at was, you can like different artists. You can like Pollock, like Jackson Pollock. A lot of people don't understand. They're like, oh, that's just a string with paint and anybody could do that. But did everybody try it? No. Nobody tried it and used, and that was their life. And lots of times Jackson Pollock didn't eat because he was painting, or he was an alcoholic. But he was working on these big, huge paintings, and he even went to the store with a painting, 2 little paintings, and didn't have any money to buy the food. So he gave the person in the store his paintings, the 2 little paintings, and the store, the deli, had his paintings in the store to this day. I mean, he wasn't even famous yet, but the guy felt bad for him because he knew he was hungry. So he gave him the food for the paintings. So probably it's not in the store anymore because he probably sold them to have a better life. Anyhow, I wrote that book. So actually, Tommy Extra is my 3rd book. And there's lots of, oh, here it is. This is what I wanted to show you. So, if you have a kid that's really into basketball, like I love how the green is around him, because Tommy Extra loves green. That's his favorite color. So that's like green glitter, green sweat coming off of him. So if you have a little kid that really likes basketball, okay, and he doesn't really like reading, this book has that in there. Or you could buy the canvas with it. Okay, it's just an idea. And see how this is green in the background? That's all costs money. Whenever you get different color paper than white, white is the cheapest. White is, this is powder blue. This all costs money when you get a different background, but I wanted to do it. This canvas is sold, but I can make it again because I have the print of this. So if anybody was interested in baseball. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna read a poem. I'm not sure if I read this poem or not, but I'm gonna read you a little insert, little poem. This is my mom. This is Tommy Extra's saying his mom, used to write him poems that made him feel better. And his mom's name is Patricia Ann Lopez Marley. Okay, so Tommy Extra's name is really Tommy Marley. Okay, and his mother's Patricia Ann, like my sister and my mom, Patricia Ann. Okay, this is how I got my name, Tommy Extra. Tommy Extra was born just like you or me, with 2 arms, 2 legs, and 2 eyes to see. He had thick black hair and eyes of green. This was a boy who was never ever mean. Tommy loves to climb trees and running after bumblebees. Sometimes he falls and scrapes his knees. I tell him to be extra careful and practice every day. He would look at me in a certain way. When Tommy was a baby, his foot was crooked and turned in. It almost looked like a dolphin fin. He wanted to run, catch, and kick the ball and have fun, but mostly he would trip and fall. He said he was not having any fun at all. I told Tommy, I know you want to be like the rest, but you're going to need to practice extra times to be the very best. Tommy Extra also loves money. Just loves money. So that's how I did this page. See, he had the brace on his leg. Extra walking, extra writing, extra running, extra coloring, extra climbing, extra homework, extra throwing, extra catching. Practice, practice, practice can help Tommy extra special, can help Tommy be extra special, extra strong, extra knowing that you belong. You will get a chance to sing your song. Tommy Extra, keep your eyes on the prize. When Tommy was born, he had very weak eyes. He was not able to read or see little butterflies. So his mother told him, you will be okay, you just need a little extra help. So Tommy's mom got him glasses and a leg brace. It helped him to walk and run all over the place. So these are his couple of poems that the mother wrote. And this is Tommy Extra in the bath. One time I was so mad because I always had to do extra homework. It was so hard to learn, to read, to do math, and write sentences. So my mom said, do not worry. Tommy Extra, extra reading, extra math, means extra bubbles in your bath. When she said that, I was so happy because my mom would let me put 1,000,000 bubbles and toys in my bathtub. After I finished my homework, I could take my army men and spider rings from my house from Halloween into my bathtub. Is he alive?
Heater.
Is he alive?
Wish he was dead, Peter.
Okay. I can take my army men and spider rings from Halloween into my bathtub, but it's always so much fun. The bubbles smell like pink bubble gum. One time I even tasted it, but it didn't taste too good. When I'm in my bubble bath, I forget all my problems. I don't think about my missing Staten Island, New York. I don't think about my friends or my grandparents that I miss. I don't even worry about my new Texas class. I just play with my army soldiers and swim in my 1,000,000 bubbles bathtub. P.S. I tried counting the bubbles one time, but they kept popping. I counted up to 88, so that's close to 1,000,000, right? Okay. All right, so there's a lot, guys. There's stuff about Halloween, stuff about dealing with bullies, a lot really about Halloween because Halloween is their favorite. Lots of stuff about Laura Blue, his sister. She's an artist. She loves art. And Bella Butterfly, I got Bella in there. And did I get Cece? Shanann is the unicorn. Patty is here. Okay. So there's lots of stuff, and after you read it and see all these colors, your chakras, this is about his best friend Brady, which I think I have that painting, but it's somewhere. I think it fell down. And then Zach Valvik, all about Zach Valvik. who was the bully, but ends up being a little bit of a help. Anyhow, guys, let me know. I think I've gone on too long. I have something happen with the dog, so I have to go. And next time I come back, let me know if you want any specific kind of readings, because I know I owe you a collective read, but I'm really thinking about Dulce, Maria, and I have notes on her. And I was thinking about doing something on Jody Sue. Jody Sue is the person that, in the Summer Wells case, that has a lot of information on Candace and Don and what happened with Summer. She knows a lot of things, and a lot of people tried to discredit her. But I've been watching her, and I've been holding on to my cross and my crystal, and I'll let you know what I got. But let me know if you want a reading on her, a reading about her, or anything. Okay, namaste, everybody. Take a screenshot.